I don't do drink driving cases. I don't do criminal law, and drink driving and road traffic offences are considered to be part of the whole corpus of criminal law. I don't do it, so normally I don't make videos about criminal law or road traffic. This particular case, however, just took my interest. I saw it reported earlier in this week in the newspapers, and it's to do with a former Airgrid chief executive being prosecuted in the district court in Dún Laoghaire for drink driving. The case was dismissed because the Gardaí didn't offer him a urine test, notwithstanding the fact that the blood sample that he gave showed him to be 4 times over the legal limit. So the blood sample taken from the former Airgrid chief executive, Mark Foley, showed him to be over 4 times over the legal limit. But that evidence was ruled inadmissible by the district court judge. So he was cleared of drink driving. Mr. Foley was charged with being under the influence of an intoxicant to such an extent as to be incapable of having proper control of a motor vehicle. He pleaded not guilty at Dún Laoghaire District Court on Tuesday of this week to the charge under the Road Traffic Act 2010. The guard in question from Irishtown Garda Station said that he approached Mr. Foley on Anglesey Road on Dublin 4 in January 2023. Mr. Foley told the Garda that he was driving in the direction of Ballsbridge. He said that he picked up his mobile phone and he was speaking to someone on it when he lost concentration and hit 2 parked cars. The guard smelled alcohol on Mr. Foley's breath. He cautioned him and asked him if he had been drinking. Mr. Foley said that he hadn't been drinking. The Garda then asked him to provide a sample of breath, which Mr. Foley did. The breath test was failed, the court was told by Garda Massey. Mr. Foley then was arrested, and he was arrested on suspicion of drink driving, and he was cautioned and he was brought to Irishtown Garda Station. His rights were read to him and explained to him there. A doctor was called, and the doctor arrived into the Garda Station about an hour later, and he took a blood sample under Section 12B of the Road Traffic Act 2010. Garda Massey, unfortunately, did not recall the exact words he used in requesting the sample from Mr. Foley. At 7:42 then, Mr. Foley provided a sample. He was offered a container with a portion of the sample, which he accepted. He was then released. The guard then provided a secondary sample to the Medical Bureau of Road Safety. The Medical Bureau sent the guard a certificate to state that the sample showed a blood alcohol concentration of 216 milligrams of alcohol per 100 millilitre of blood, and the current drink driving limit is 50 grams of alcohol per 100 ml of blood, so he was over 4 times over the limit. The Judge Anne Watkins, said that a proper request was not made at Irishtown Garda Station to Mr. Foley, who should have been given the option of offering a urine sample. As a result, she said that the Garda had no right to take the blood sample. Therefore, it's not a legally taken sample, she said, and could not be admitted as evidence in the case. The judge went on to say that as nobody had seen Mr. Foley driving, there was no evidence at all to back up the state's claim that he had been drink driving, she added. She said it was not known why he had lost control of the vehicle. It could have been down to a fox or a child running out on the road, or an oil slick, or because he was not keeping a proper lookout, she suggested. We don't know, she said, it was because of alcohol. The notion that he had crashed into the parked cars because he had been drinking, drink driving was, as a result, not admissible. Mr. Foley stepped down from his position as the chief executive of Airgrid in April of this year, a day before this case came before the court for the first time. No reason was given for his departure from Airgrid at the time, and Airgrid didn't comment. I don't know what you think. I mean, the law is the law. It has to be applied, and that's it. But the ordinary Joe or Josephine, I would say, would have a hard time understanding the law in this particular case and might jump to their own conclusions. I'm not saying whether the conclusions are right or wrong. The law does have to be applied. No two ways about it. and clearly the law wasn't followed to the letter in this case, and therefore the evidence that was gathered was ruled to be inadmissible, and Mr. Foley was acquitted and cleared of the charge of drink driving. Hope you find the video useful. If you do, I'd appreciate if you hit the thumbs up button down below. Thanks a lot.